Om Shri Sai Ram. Humble prostrations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Master, Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Gita Vahini, Chapter 15. Discussion of action, the material creation, demigods, and the Lord of the sacrifice. The essence of the Gita. Practiced to secure the thought of Om at the last moment of life. Summary. The limitation that is necessary for the creation, fostering, and destruction of beings is what is called karma. This entire universe and all the movements and agitations and activities in it are the direct consequence of primal action, karma, my divine will, sankalpa. Action or karma is of my nature. I manifest myself as action. It is enough if you know that Brahman, the universal, Atma, the individual, and karma are all three me. Knowledge of this will confer release. After declaring, I am existence, knowledge, bliss, the truth, eternity, entity, Krishna made the devastating admission that he was also the temporary, transitional, destructible body. This body, which is temporary, transitional and transient, has affinity with me, for I am the base from which it springs. Without me, the body can never be. Therefore, I am also this perishable creation, Adi Bhuta, as much as I am, as I said before, Brahman, the individual soul, and karma. The Lord of the selfless ritual sacrifice, Adi Yajna, is also me. I am also the entity for which that action has gone through, the recipient of the fruits. I am the benefactor as well as the beneficiary. Like electric current is used for different appliances, the expressions, the manifestations may be different, but the basis, the inspiration, the latent potency, the base is the same. Every moment must be filled with Om. The fate of a person after death is molded by the thought that predominates now of death. Your progress is in accordance with your spiritual practices. Be always aware of the need to fix the mind on holy thoughts when the body is got rid of. Everyone must take earnest steps to secure the thought of Om, the Pranava sound, at the last moment of life. Whoever dies in that thought attains me. For meditation on Om, some preliminary disciplines must be gone through, like control of the senses and concentration of the mind. No tree will yield fruit the moment you plant the seedling in your backyard. The yearning must be directed away from how to be born toward how to die. You are born so that you may not be born again. You die so that you may not die again. Cultivate good habits of thought and action in order to make the end genuinely auspicious. Attaining such an end is the unmistakable sign of winning God's grace. Key takeaways from this chapter. First, Krishna's revelation that He, God, is not only the eternal lofty Satchitananda, but also the temporary body, the mind with its mundane thoughts and everything that contains it. This alludes to the principle that God is all, and we don't exist because of God, only God exists, and this has to be realized. Hence, Brahman is in everything is inappropriate and everything is Brahman is more accurate. Second, the many is powered by the one as a means of experiencing itself. Duality and multiplicity enables this experience, which eventually dissolves back into that single unity. So essentially, it is like God enjoying himself through the drama of life. Thus, Swami said, I created myself out of myself so that I could love myself more. Third, in many ways, the purpose of birth is a preparation for death, with life given to use as a tool to improve and develop yourself to such an extent that at the final moment of the experience, the yearning for the beyond is the full thrust of the soul, rather than to satisfy any lingering desire for further experience. Fourth, since no one can tell when and how that moment will come, lifelong training and continuous repetition of the Om or the sacred names of God will drive the spirit automatically in the direction of the eternal. If left untrained, the spirit will converge on the most dominant thought it had spent pursuing throughout its life, however low or mundane, and will thus be forced to repeat the experience through another birth. Let us therefore utilize this God-given life to prepare well and constantly be ready for the right choice at the moment of reckoning. End of chapter 15. Jai Sai Ram.